So let's talk about responsiveness. Let's talk about the difference between mobile first and desktop first. As you can see this right here, we don't want to look like this on desktop. For example, on the final project, we had the links right here. So we want to change on larger screen. So what the difference between mobile first and desktop first? The mobile first is the idea to create your website so it looks nice on mobile devices and you gradually change it on larger screen. Desktop first is make sure it looks nice on a desktop and you slowly, gradually change the styling on the mobile devices. For this tutorial, it will be mobile first. So let me show you a quick example how it works. Mobile first and desktop first. So let's go back to the code. For desktop first, we use a max width. So something like this. We started with media. We specify and then we specify what we need. Screen. So it says screen. Screen or prints. Or you can use all. That means all. There's screen or print. In this case, we use screen. And then end. We specify our width right here. So max width. Let's say 600 pixels. We make sure to put a pixel right here. We open and we specify our rule right here. So I say body, background color. And I set it to, let's just say the accent color. I save it. Now nothing happened here because this is the desktop. Now we're saying that the maximum width it had to be 600, meaning from 0 to 600 this rule will be applied. So let's see that in action. I will right click, inspect, and I choose this icon right here. Now you can see right here we had the width right here to 658. That's above 600, but as soon as I scrolling it down to read the 600, I can see it changed the background color. Above 600 the background will disappear. Below 600 it appears. So that's mass. If you want to say go the other way, mobile first, we use main and width. So that means it had to be at least 600. So anything between 0 to 600 will not work. But if from 600 and up, this styling we apply. So let me save this. Let's go back here again. Now see it's 540, which should be below 600, but soon I saw increasing it. Now it's above 600. As you can see, the background colors are changing. Let's say at 900 I want to change to another color. Minimum at 900. So I come here, I say I can do again at media, screen, and main width to be 900 pixel. Say background, that color to be, say, green. Sorry, I say the body. Save this. Come back here. As you can see, it's at 902, which is above 900. If I go below 900, it's called the yellow, and above the 900, it's called the green. But let's say I put this one right here. This is minimum. It had minimum 600. This is minimum 900. So these two rule still works because this is from 600 and above, so 900 will be included. But let's say I put this one on top here. Then it's yellow. Even though it's above 900, it's still yellow. It remains yellow. all the way through. So why is that? Because these two rules are valid, but because this come after, it overrule this one. This become invalid, this one is now become valid. So that's how mobile first work. For example, let's say I want to change the width of the container a minimum 900 to be 80%. All I have to do, let me just copy this. Let me cut this. Let me get rid of. Let me leave this one right here. Place it right here, and instead of saying container again, I can just say width. Right here with SASS, I can just say width 80% of the container. I save it. Let me leave this 900. You can see the changes. Now we are like 800, but watch what happened when we see a shift. Watch again. See? And to prove it to you, go back here to the container and watch right here is 80%. But let's say if you go a little bit below it, got 90% right here. 80%. And if you check our CSS and we look at our container all the way at the bottom right here, we can see it compile like this. But with, let's say we have this whole header, we want to change this. We don't want to keep writing this over. So there's an easier way we can do with SASS, and I will show you. But first we need to identify our breakpoints. For example, where we want to change stuff. Let me remove this background color. This one. We need to choose our breakpoint. For example, this from 0 all the way here. It looks nice. As you can see, as we get right here, it's getting a little bit too large. So we may choose a breakpoint. We may need to choose a breakpoint to change stuff, the layout, start showing the menu item instead of the hamburger icon right here. So for this tutorial, I went ahead already choose the breakpoints. So we need one for tablet portrait. Tablet portrait, and one for lap tablets, landscape, I'm spelling landscape, and for those it could include from laptop, medium size laptop, all the way to larger devices. Keep this simple to just include these two breakpoints. So what are them? For our tablet portrait, it will be 553 pixel, and for tablet landscape and up, it will be 901 pixel. So that means from 0 to 552 is our default for the mobile. So everything we're doing right now is from 0 to 552. That's the mobile. And from tablet for 553 and up minimum. And then for larger is for 901 pixel. So let's create a machine that will do all of this for us. So let's open up our machine. That's right, machine right here. And we'll introduce you to two things here: the add if and the add contents for SASS. So first we create our SASS, say responsive So I say arts mixing. I will give it a name called response, and I give it a variable called breakpoints. As you can tell, the breakpoint will be our breakpoints. For example, this right here. So every time we call our mason, we can pass in our breakpoint number. So I get better, we can say if we can use the if the breakpoint point equals MD for medium, then we want to use this add media query, the media screen, and main width and then we're going to specify the width right here. So in this case it's a 553 pixel. So I will get this and paste it right here, pixel, and now we use the at content keyword, save it, nothing happens, but this add right here, we grab this and paste it there. Now let's do one for the larger devices. So I will do another add if breakpoint goes LG. Then I want to do, let me just copy this one and paste it right here and get this one 901, paste that right here and save it, nothing happens. So let's use it right here in our grid. So instead of this, we just remove this, and then when I say ads include is our mixing response, again you asking for our breakpoints, and for the breakpoint we can use either MD or LG. So in this case I will say MD, and I will say the container width will be 80%. I save it, and let's see right here, you can see it changes. So if I go down, smaller devices, see it got a little bit smaller, 90%, and you can see right here 90%. If I start going up, and it changes to 80%. That it hit a minimum with that of tablets, mobile tablets, and all the way can remain like that. But we want to change it on larger screen to make it a little bit nicer. So we will use our LG. So at include response LG, and we say now for this one we want to set a max width of 133 pixel. So sorry, max width 1233 pixel. So we make sure that it doesn't exceed this number right here. So let's see, let me get rid of this and close this. Now you can see our container right here. So it can be any width, but make sure it can be any width but cannot exceed 1233. And you can see during our CSS we're using RAM, not pixels. So this one, instead of using pixel, we converted to RAM. And if you can remember, during our variable we want the font size for LG to be 12 pixel. So here, instead of this, it become this divided by 12, which will give you something like 102.75, and we just gonna round it to 102.8 RAM. So I will remove this to have 102.8 RAM. I save this. It shrink a little bit more because it's still thinking that it's 10 pixel, so we need to go change that. So we go back to the base. So grab your base and choose the base right here, and for this one HTML we need to change for the LG. So at include response LG, we want to set its font size to the base font size LG, which give it a, so when we save it, see it become larger. Now 1 pixel, 1 RAM on larger screen is got 12, no longer 10. From the smaller device to the tablet portrait, it will be 10, but from the portrait landscape and up, it will be 12. Now we can even do better with our this is pixel. So let's create variable that you store this number in. We give you a set to change them anytime you want without coming to the missing all the time. And we will use another unit called EM, which is a great to use for responsiveness. So go back here and go down here. I will say grade layouts. And for this, I will set up breakpoint first. Breakpoints. I will create one. I will create one for the MD, the medium MD. And we see here it's a 553. Now set it to EM. To convert it to EM, you just have to divide 553 by default font size. That browser default font size, which is 16. So it will give you something like 34.5625 EM. And then we need one for the LG. So LG is 901. So 901 divided by 16 is something like 56.3125 EM. So let me write a little comment right here. Actually, let me move all of this, put that down here, and I did a mistake right here. It's to be the point. I save this. Now let's replace them right here. So this become MD and this become LG. We save it. Sorry. $sign LG, and then everything go back normal. Now let's create variable for the container for different devices. For example, we had 90% here, 80%, and we had a max with this one right here. So let's create variable for each one of those. So I say container say width, width that container SM for small. I will say this to 90%, and we say I will just duplicate this. So Shift Alt down arrow key for do another one for MD will be 80%, 85. Let's set to 85, and the LG, and I just made a mistake right here. I set to 102.8 RAM. And how do you find it? Get out 23. That our desired width, max width, and we divide by the 12 pixel right here. This one, since the 12 pixel, we want a larger screen. So you have something like this. So 1233. So desired max width divided by the 12, the base font size, and we give you 2.8. Right. Save and no change. So like go change them inside of the grid. Actually, let me close this one since we don't need these for now. No more. SM small with medium, and this one will be the large. We save it, no change. We see the CSS right here, the same as happened, so it look nice. And we try to resize it. You can see this mobile get larger, and it's remain the same. See, so which is good. So now, since from mobile devices to tablet, we want to remain the same. On a larger screen, like starting somewhere right here, we want to start changing this, hiding this, pushing the icon right here, and showing the menu item. So let's do that. So right here, I will close my this. I will close this one also. I will get rid of this. I will save. I will close this. Then I will open up my header again, component header, and then we will start adding the changes that need to be made. So first, this logo right here, we need to increase it a little bit, its font size a little bit on larger screen, on the bigger screen. So I will say add include respond, say LG. I want to set font size to 3.5. Right now it's 3 RAM. Font size 3.5 RAM. Save it. Check it out. Now it's much bigger. So that's that. Now let's move to the header right here, and we want to, by now it's displayed as fixed and it's located somewhere over here, but we wanted to show it right here. So on the larger screen, we have our include. So make sure you set it this nav element will respond. I will set this to LG. And initially we set position fixed, but there's another value for position. There's another value for it, and one is initial, so I will say position. So relative, I will say initial. So we set to the initial position. I save it, and we have it right here. Now you can't really see it because it's we transform it to be negative 100%. So if I comment this one out and save it, you can see them right here. So that's one thing we want to do. So we want to bring it back by setting the transform translate to 0. So transform translates x. X is the for the left to right and a y from the top to bottom. So we set this to 0, and it shows up right here. And we need to get rid of this background color and give it a height auto and remove the padding. So background color to be transparent, padding to be 0. I say heights to be auto. We save it. Now we get rid of the background. Now we want to put them next to each other. So let's say display flex. We save it. Now you can see it, but we want it to be in the middle right here, right in the center, right here. So let me put a little border so you can see how it looks like. See this space we want to put in the center right here. Every single one of these elements in the center. So you can say justify content, instead of space between we say center. I save this, and then you guys can see now it's all in the center. Let me get rid of the border. Save this. Now it's in the center. Now let me get rid of this, and that is very simple. Let me close this one out. Close this one out. So all you have to do inside of the mobile, just come down here, say include again our response LG, and we display to none. Say display to none, just like that. We save it, it disappears. Now let's try to resize it to see how it looks on mobile devices. You can see on tablet, this is how it looks like. On mobile, this is how it looks like from mobile to tablet. It looks like this. On larger screen, so looking differently. So that's that. Let's get rid of this underline, the border right here. It's included right here. We save it, and voila. I have animation. Next video we will do the clicking this one and this to show, and a background color to show. Okay. Power header, we want it to stick as scroll. For example, you see right here, if we scroll, it stick right there. So to do that is simple. We set it its position to fix, and we give it a tap of 0, so it stick on a tap, and the left to 0 also. We save it. Nice, suck everything up. That's when we will fix that real soon. So that's the header. Now the header is responsive. So next on our list is the hero session. So I will close the header right here. So first, let's create another file that we will use to style everything inside the main. So let's create a group of page. Right click and choose new file, like underscore, like call it home .scss. This we have our home page styling. And let's bring it. So we save it. Nothing fancy. So now let's get styling. Let me close this one up and let's get the hero session. The hero, because that's his class right here. Right here, hero. Inside of it, we had a hero content, we had a container, and we had this extra class called position relative, and we had the hero heading, which is these three, and call to action, this button, and the indicator. So like styling. So first thing first, it's a background color, background image. As you can see, it's a background image right here. So we need to add that. Inside your image, you should see one called mobile hero background. Inside another called desktop hero background and tablet hero background. So I can imagine the first one will be for the mobile. So I say background image. I say URL. Now we need to get inside this image folder, and we are right here. So we need to get out of the page and then get out of the SASS file folder and get inside of the CSS. But that will work, but there will be a problem because when we compile our SASS, it will turn to the CSS. So technically we getting out of the CSS folder right here. So we getting out of this file, getting out of the folder, and get inside the image. So to do that, to get out of the folder, this first folder, we do that /. Now we get out of the CSS folder. Now we jump to the images, and then we get our image name. So mobile hero background .jpg. We save it. I have an extension installed, so it show me a little preview. See right here. Go right here. Now you don't see anything because our hero session had no width, but as you can see, this it changed color. Let me comment this thing out. See, it was all white before. One nice color there. So let's set the background size to cover. Save it. Now you don't see anything else. Still nothing. So except position, background, position, so center. Say center horizontally and vertically. and you see something shows up, the image right here. And we set the background repeats, repeat to no repeats. Now there's a shorter way to write this, where SASS, you say background, just background right here. Open the curly bracket and we specify the image, specify the URL, like usually, paste, specify the size to cover, the position to center, and the repeats to no repeats. Save this, nothing changes. If I comment, let me comment this one out. ST remain the same. And let's see our CSS right here. And we scroll down to the hero. You can see it does the same thing. Let's compare to this. So I want to show you this way. This is the way I will be using throughout this tutorial. And I will set the height of this thing to 100. Set height to 100. Viewport height VH. And you can see it took the whole height of the viewport. The viewport is the amount of space you can see on your screen without scrolling. So for example, from here to here, that the viewport width, and from here to here, with that the viewport height. So I wanted to take the 100% of the viewport height. And you can see the full image. Now I set this position to relative. Now I set overflow to heading. So in case there's something else on show. Now you can see our header disappear. As soon as I set the overflow to heading, the header disappear. So what we can do is go back to that header. Header. See how it says face right here. We give it a Z index. And this of a high number, let's say 100. Save it. Now the header shows again. So make sure the header is on top of everything. So the header is thick as we scroll. Now like style this so it look nice. Quickly let's change this image on different screen. So we just say add include. Oh, I should put a semicolon right here. Respond MD and say background image, and let me copy this. Paste this. Now instead of mobile it will be tablet. And now this like is showing on a mobile. This kind of the mobile one right here. Tablets right here. These are tablets. Now let's change it on the larger screen. The LG. So this I will say LG. And instead of tablet, it will be desktop. Save it. As we increase here, as you can see, this and be on the desktop, tablet, mobile. So that is done. Now we come back here again once we start styling for the desktop. But first, let's make it nice on the mobile phone. So the contents. You set the width, you its width to 100%. We set text and line to center, text and line to center. We save it. You can see our text and line to the center. And we say padding tab. That we set it to padding tab. We set it to 15 RAM, so 150 pixels. So it push it down right here. Now hero heading, which like this heading. We give a little of margin to push this button down. So margin bottom to be 4 RAM. Save it and see it push it down a little bit. Now we have this one called a class of lights. This has class of regular and this has class of bold. So let's start them individually. So the lights first. It says font width, font that width to be the light width. So lights width. Save it. You can see. For example, you can see. So light width. We do is font size. We get 2.5 like the heading 3. So heading 3 font size is 2.5. And then you can see, if you look at the HTML, you can see that this period is a different color and instead of the span right here. So we grab the span that inside of the lights class. So span, and just want to change the color to be the accent color. Save it. But I don't know if you can see it, but change to the orange color. Now the regular, by default the regular already had a regular font weight, so we don't need to change its font weight, but we want to change its font size. Font size to be easy the heading to font size, so a little bit smaller, so 3 RAM. And for the bold, it's perfect like this. See. Oh, sorry. For this one, we need to change the font weights. We have bold font weight, so font that weights to regular. And bold one, we don't need to change anything on it. This session. So with that, now we have our 2 buttons right here, our 2 CTA. So this be a good moment to create a button component. So inside your component, choose the button right here, and let's make sure we import it. So go back to main component, then import the button. Close the button. Now for our buttons, you can see if we go down here, this also have a class called button, so we need to select that too to have the same styling. So I'll say button, where select type equals submit. What this does is it select any element, any button element that have an attribute or type called submit. And if you look at our HTML right here, these have a type called submit, so that's what I'm selecting. So we go back here. First, for this one, it's just like pointer, so I'll make sure the cursor become pointer. So I say cursor pointer. Now this already pointer, but when we scroll down, this also become pointer. From there, I will add some border. So I will use my missing include border. I want to change the color to accents. Even the padding, (1.6) gram top and bottom, and 2 gram left and right. I save it. We have this. Now let's create a variable to hold this body in. So let me go back to abstract variables, and somewhere right here I will say button. I will say button dash padding. Set to 1.6 gram and 2 gram. Save it. Now I can go back here and use my variable button padding. Nothing changes, but we have this like this. I will say background color to be the accents. I will say color to be white, the off whites. I will say outline to none. This outline is for this right here, the button tab submit. This on button. Otherwise, when you click on it, it will show you a blue outline. So this is, but we want to change it when we hover over it. So we give a little transition. Include transition, and then once I hover, its background color will be the accents dark. Its border color also will be accent dark, and its color will remain off white. Save it. Now let's see. You can see it changed nicely. But if you see here, this is like outline. It's like transparent background. So let's do that. Now it's HTML right here. So the CTA, we have this extra class called button outline. So right here, all we have to do is use the ampersand dot and say button dash outline. So it will select any element that has a class button and a class button outline at the same time. So for that, I set background color to transparent, and a color to the accents color. Save it, and we see right here. Now we add some hover. So let me just copy this to add hover for the hover for this. And instead of accent dark, it will just be accent color. Save it, and we have this. It look nice. So that's good. So that's how the button right there. I will close this one out, and then we go back to the home right here. I will close the variable also, and main also. So to the heading, like grab the CTA, hero CTA, and let's style it. Let's make sure these stay on top of each other. You can see on smaller devices. Yeah, like this. Good. So with that, I would say display to be flex. Now nothing happens. So we change the direction. By default, the direction is wrong. I will change it to column. So flex direction to be column. Save this. Now you can see. And the outline, I will give a little bit of margin tab. A button. A dash outline. Margin tab goes to RAM. Save it, and you can see it looks good. Now the indicator, this. Now for the indicator is inside our container. Our container had this extra local position positive, position relative. We want to set the position absolute to put it in the middle right here. So it's container, and you have a position relative. That's why I give this extra class. So inside our hero, we go back to the tab right here. We select that position relative and give it a position of relative. And our indicator, since we use indicator almost on every session and not just part of the hero as indicator, I will say its position to be absolute. Now nothing changes. I will set its bottom to be negative 14 RAM. Now you can see it changed a little bit because the container is just from here to here. Let me show it to you. So let me set the border here. That's just our container right here. So I set it to bottom to be negative, so it push it down. Let me get rid of this. And it says in index, so make sure it's on the top. 12. Save it. Nothing happens. So I go down here inside of the hero and set the indicator. I says left to be 50%, so I want it to be 50% from the left. Now that's in the middle, so it's a transform. Translate X to be negative 50%. Now we bring it in the middle. So nice in the middle. I will say display to be block. Now why did I say display to be block? Because you can see, for example, it shows right here, but I don't want this to be shown on I don't want the indicator to be shown on smaller devices, only on larger devices, so like desktop, laptop, and desktop. So because that we hide all of this except for the hero one. So going back to the tab right here, we set this to display to be none. include response lg, I said display p block. So if we go now, you will see we are no more, we're not showing anymore. So that is that. Now let's start working on the responsiveness of it. So first, the content right here on medium devices. Let me this right here. On medium, I want to increase the padding a little bit. So add include response md to be 35 RAM. Sorry, padding tap to 35 RAM. And for the hero heading right here, for the lights, we want to set font size to 3 RAM. So someone right here, include response md to font size to 3 RAM, a bit bigger. And for the regular font size are 3.5. So let me just copy this, paste it right here, 3.5, save it, so the bigger. And for the boards and medium devices, I want to give them font size of 4.5. So I will create my board, paste this, I say 4.5, save it, so a little bit bigger. And I don't want to be like this on medium devices, so I want to make them side by side. So here, instead of display flex, I will set display block. So I will do this, paste my response, I say display block. So now they are next to each other, nicely next to each other right here. And for the outline, button outline, I say margin tab, I will remove the margin tab to be 0 and the margin left to be 2 RAM. I save it. Now see, it look nice. Now this is mobile tablet. Now let's see larger screen. Now this larger screen right here. So let's work on that. Let me close this one. So we going back to our hero, this one right here, the LG right here. After the background image, we want to display this as flex. We want to display the whole hero session as flex. When I say inline item, align item to be centered. Now it will center them vertically. And I see it now it's in the middle. Now we had our padding at the bottom. That's why you can see this one. So we're gonna remove that and set our text to be left inline. So right here, we copy this. I will paste it right here. And I will change from MD to LG. I will set this to 0 and text align to be left. Save it. You see. So that is that. And for our indicator, we want to set it to be on the F right here. on larger screen. So right here we say paste it again. So instead we say LG, and left will become 0. So left 0. Save it. Now it's right here. So this is how it look like. So we have a 4. It took the 4 width and a height, as you can see. Example right here. So that's that. So the hero session is done. Since this video is getting a little bit way too long, we will like style both the mobile tablets and larger screen at the same time. So let's do that for the portfolio session. I said, so this is the portfolio session right here. Says position, so you have a class portfolio. I say position, relative, and on larger screen, relative, respond LG. I want to say height to 100 VH, like I did for the hero. Height 100 VH, and I say overflow again to hidden, because on larger screen I want it to be 100. Take the one full heights, and after that you have our contents, and we come back to this again later. Sorry, right? We will leave this one for now, and we'll come back to it, because this portfolio item is inside the card component. So let me close this session right here. So we have our card right here, all of this. So create a card component. So I will go back to card right here, make sure we import it. So component cards, save it. So card, we set position to relative, set overflow to hidden, and for the card image inside of it, so image, it says width to 100%, and its height to 100%. Save it. See, it took, now it took the full width right here, so it look nice. This one too, right here. And now we do it for the overlay. This is the overlay. This nice card that shows, and this animation. So let's get started. So I have a class called overlay. So yeah, overlay. Let's have position to be absolute, left to be 0, top to be 0. Now you can see it right now. I will say Z index to be 5, Z index to be 5. I says width to be 100%. So we take the 100% of its container. So in this case, our code, I say height to 100% also. We save it. Now you see nothing. I give it a background color, dark color. Let me put on the new line. Background color, I use RGBA. GBA stand for red, green, blue, and alpha. Alpha the transparency. So in this case, I will specify the color that I want. So the body, test color, and I want it to be transparency of 0.4. It's between 0 and 1. So I save it, and you can see right here. See right here. I give it a padding. Not a padding tab. So padding of 4 RAM all around. So I push it that can a little bit to the side. And display as flex. I set flex direction to be column, and then I want to move this to the bottom. So instead of an element, I would say justify content to be flex, and you can see it push them the bottom right here. Now let's work on this and the button. So H3, I will give it on color of white, and margin bottom to 2 RAM. So give some space. Now the animation, for example, when we hover, let me show you. Hover this, you can see this animation. Yeah, so that one, first we want to hide the H3 and the button, and then reveal them as soon this finish scroll revealing. So I say H3 and the button, opacity to be 0 at first, and I transform translate Y, because I want to push them to the bottom right here. Y to be 4 RAM. Save it. Well, let me say I remove this. Now you see that right here. Look at it right here. Now I give a little bit of transition. Now let me move this one out of the way. So I will say this one's to be transform, translate X to be negative 100%. Save it. Nice slide away. A little bit of transitions also. I have to include transition. So property to be transform. Save it. Now nothing happens. Now when we hover it, we want it to slide in and this to slide in. So come at the code right here. Say hover. Say the code overlay transform translate X to be 0. Let's save it and let's try it. You can see. Now let's draw the heading 3 and a button to comment. Heading 3 and a button. Set the opacity to be 1 and the transform translate y to be 0. So let's try that. Now you can see everything just show up at once, when here it's a one at a time, but here everything just show up at once. So to do that, we add a little bit delay to this button, a bit delay. Say it will wait for this whole thing to transition to fully come in, and then this will come first. After this finish, this will come next. Okay, so first we add a, this take like 3.5 seconds. Sorry, this take all of this, it take 0.3 seconds to do it. So let's say this say 0.3 second, and this time there's 0.3 second. So for the H3 we add a transition delay. So let's do that right here. H3 transition delay, let's set it to 0.3 second, and for the button I would say the button to be transition delay equal 0.9 second. Save it. Show, I can see, but now they all leave at the same time. Now I want to wait that this leaves first before this one leaves. So because of that, we give this right here a transition delay also to be 1 second. It will take it 1 second before it leaves, but when you hover over it, it will not delay. So we will remove the transition delay from this one. It to be 0. Save it. Now, sorry, we need a second. Save it. Now you see. Now you see. It waits. Now we move it. It does that to all of them. This also. Now the button is done. So close this one out, close the main, and right here the contents. Save this, then we're gonna give it some heights. We select a chord and give it a height of 30 rem, which is 300 pixel. So it's 30 rem. On tablet portrait, so include response MD. Heights will be 50 rem. And then on LGs, it will be 50 view per height, so half the view per height. So you can see we set it to 100. This will be half of 50 VH. So LG, save this, and now let's take a look. This mobile, now it's 50. Now it become a lot bigger right here. Now you see it cut it out. Now this 100% height. And we grabbed our indicator. Remember, this indicator will only show on a larger screen. So indicator to be right, to be 4 rem, and the bottom ready to run. Save it. Nothing will change here. Let me hit this one. Now if you take a look right here, this mobile, I guess tablet is two column, and then larger screen is 4 columns, and this is half for the width. So I'm gonna do that using the grid. So open our layout grid, and remember it's inside of a row, and we had this class flex 3 of 12, and then we had this one say 6 of 12. So let's do that. So we first start with the row, and we display, we flex, save it. Now everything is stacked next to each other, everything, and we say flex, a property and a property called flex wrap to be wrap. What this does is, if there's not enough space to fit everything, we just go to the next line, as you can see right here. And then we're going to grab all the classes that contain the word flex. So I'm grab every single one of these and display it to be 100% width and smaller screen. So how do we do it? So use an advanced selector, say class, use the asterisk, equals, and more than one. I say flex and dash. So this right here, we select all the element that contain the word flex, and with this dash right here. So this I want to set width to be 100%. I save it. Now you can see all of this become 100%, but I want to make sure it doesn't exceed 100%. So I say max width to be 100%. So make sure it doesn't exceed 100%. Now let's do it for the flex 3 of 12 all the way to the 6. So that would be very easy. So on smaller screen devices, mobile, it all will be in one column. On tablet it will be 2 column, and mobile will be 4 column. So let's try that. So flex 3 of 12, I include respond MD I would say flex 0 of grow, 0 for shrink, and for flex basis I would say percentage, say 6 divided by 12. It will give me the percentage of 6 divided by 12. So I'm MD1 and 2 column next to each other. So I save this, and you can see I have made these two next to each other. So to make sure it doesn't exceed that, I would say max the width, and we do this also, the percentage also right here. I save it. The same on larger screen, want to be 4 column, so I will say LG right here, and instead of 6 it will be 3. So I will say alt, I say 3. I save it. Now let's check it out. Now it's 4 off, and mobile it just 1. So that's this right here, the first column. Now we need to do it for the 6th one, and that is relatively simple. It'll be the same as this right here. So I have to copy this, so I will have flex sys of 12. Paste this one here, and instead of MD it'll be LG, and MD and small device job me 100%. So I save this. Remember what this bike that to half of the width, I remember the same right here, but we size it is just took the full width, and this just a half. My larger screen, we have this, one second, this. So look nice right here. So I'll close this one. So our portfolio session is finished. Since this tutorial is getting way too long, almost 2 hours, I will cut it here, and next video we will finish with the about section and the contact section and the footer, and I will release both for this, the CSS tutorial, on the same week, so you won't have to wait for another week for to receive it. So until next time, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next part of this.